I hate the fact that Nasty says he's inspired by T.I. He's not inspired by Zola. He's not.
Zulu Boy.
You understand what I'm saying? Zulu Boy is the reason why he can have a stage to perform today and gig. South Africans are the ones who are paying him. Everything he wears, these things, this is our money. And he disrespects us. He makes music for other people's ears, not ours. But we're the ones who got him where he is. Who the fuck is he? He must humble himself, that small boy. Life is long. You understand? I've been in this business much longer than him. I'll be in this business long after he's not popular anymore. When none of these bitches want to suck his dick. You know? So this little hype that you got now, little boy, you know, because all that hype don't feel the same next year, boy. And I'll be right here in my spot with more cash than I already got. You know what I mean? Because you had your shot. You know? So he's had his shot. You know? He tried to copycat Drake. He tried to copycat Ghana. He copies. 1, 2. Yo, what's up? This is Nota, the authority, and you are watching Everything Essay Music.
Yeah, so like before we get into the music industry stuff, I just wanted you to give like an origin story on yourself so people just get an idea of the person that's like giving the...
An origin story?
Like just where were you born, you know what I mean? I just wanted when people...
I was born in Joburg, in Parktown.
Parktown.
It's Florence Nightingale.
Yeah.
Hospital.
Yeah.
1990, 20th of March.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Were you like bred in Joburg too? Like a Joburg
I'm Joburg through and through. I'm as Joburg as they come. You don't get more Joburg than me. My grandmother was born here.
Really? Oh, okay. And then how do you make your way into like the music game then?
I just decided that that's what I want to do, and I started.
From an early age?
Before I was a teenager.
Really? Okay, and then obviously people know that you went on to manage Kwesta, and you did a lot of other things too. Okay, can you tell the story for yourself?
People think, or people say, or people claim.
Yeah.
I am the record label under which DAKAR II, and the subsequent singles were released.
So you were not only the manager, but the record label?
No, not the manager.
So then why does the manager word come from?
Because that's what people think.
So you didn't manage him, is that what you're saying?
No, I didn't manage him. I oversaw his career. But to say I'm a manager, no. Because a manager is someone who gets paid a salary. A management, he's never paid me a salary.
So you are way more than that. You are like the record label CEO.
I'm the record label, yeah. CEO, yeah, that's who I am.
Okay, you did that for about 10 years, right? That's not on anymore.
I've been doing that for, with him in particular, yeah. So we did that, for what? Since 2013.
2013.
Yeah, so 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about what you're doing now. Then I don't want to talk about...
What I'm doing now...
Like the Orchard, I heard you're...
The Orchard, I'm the director.
What is it? What exactly
It's the biggest distribution company in the world.
Okay.
And it's owned by Sony.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the director for South Africa.
Oh.
Yeah. So I run this region. But our company is based in New York, so, that's where I'm hired. And yeah, we're a global company.
So when you say just for those who don't know, when
distribute means that
company,
the people that put the music on iTunes, Apple Music, etc., Spotify.
Oh, okay. And Sony owns...
So 25% of the music that's on all these platforms is distributed by the Orchard.
Oh, okay. And then you run the South African...
I run South Africa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that the only thing that you're up to these days?
Well, my label is still active.
Yeah.
We still manage our catalog.
Yeah.
We still market it. We're licensed to Sony.
Yeah.
For that, for another year or so, and up until May 2022. So
that's what you're doing on a daily basis right now.
I don't have to do it on a daily basis.
Yeah.
It's already been done, a lot of it. So it's like it's just money that comes in now. You know what I mean? It's royalties earned. Paying whoever needs to be paid, whether it's be artists, producers, etc. Doing that. And then as far as running a distribution company, I mean, like, yeah, I take care of a whole lot of labels in South Africa, not just artists, but actually I manage the labels distribution affairs. So over 100 labels in South Africa, you know, from your Motherlands to your Next Music, Just Music, you know, to your CCAs, to, you know, a whole lot, to your Majesty Music, which is owned by Busiswa, to your Ovlo Monopoly, which is owned by Saudi, to your MT Records, which is owned by MT.
Okay, and then can you talk about your new position at the RISA?
Yeah, RISA is the recording industry of South Africa.
Yeah.
I'm a member as a label owner,
Yeah.
or a label CEO, rather. So all record labels are supposed to be members of RISA. And then we've got voluntary bodies and voluntary councils where you volunteer to actually serve the rest of the industry. So I volunteered to serve the industry under the Industry Development Committee, and then I was elected as deputy chairman of that committee.
Like, how do you end up in these positions at such a young age, bro? What do you think it is?
Because I started young,
Yeah.
and then I broke every sales record that there is. So that just showed that I'm capable, and also I know how to manage money. So, you know, the labels could see that, okay, this person's selling all these records, but they're not spending any of this money, you know. They're generating a whole lot of revenue, and if we could give them a whole lot of labels to manage, they'd be able to do that. I manage my own independent label. I know how to help other people manage their own independent labels, and to maximize the potential revenue that they're able to make off their recorded music. So which is really what my focus is. My focus is not on making money from gigs. Like I conceptualized a whole lot of festivals. I conceptualized a whole lot of events, but for Rap Life, you know, which is a company I worked at, but it wasn't a company I owned. So that was like, you know, I was giving them intellectual property. I was helping them set it up. I trained all the staff. You know what I mean? Everybody. I coached them. I taught them the music business, everything. You know, from a 360 perspective, how publishing works, how recording works, how, you know, live works, how festivals work and everything else, you know. And like, we did all of that from Katlehong. And what that has done is that now there's events that happen in the East Rand, which are world class, which you've got world class productions.
One man show.
No, forget the one man show, that's not us.
Okay.
That's Shimza. Yeah. He did that. I'm talking about in Katlehong. Or Fosloras or Kwatema, where we did the 3-day birthday experience, or 3-day birthday explosion, which started at Mlando and then grew to Bahamas, and then grew to the 3-day spring break, which is like an opikopi that happens in Kingston Lake. Yeah. There's camping and everything else, you know, the people from far and wide, from all around Southern Africa that come to that festival, that camp for the weekend. You know, so that's what we wanted to have. I wanted to build an opikopi for black people, a gas.
Sure.
So we managed to do that in Ekurhuleni, you know. We managed to also get the support of the Ekurhuleni government. You know, we also showed them support.
But you also came at like Mzondile.
Yeah, because I put him in the spirit video.
But then why were you attacking him? Like,
because who is he? I put him in the video. You understand? He doesn't have a constituency. He's not a self-made man. I'm a self-made businessman. I didn't get where I am because of political connections.
But didn't you need his help to have those events?
No. I didn't need his help. He needed us.
Yeah.
He needed us, our brand, our credibility.
Yeah.
You understand? Kwesta is more loved in East Rand and in South Africa than Sunday Masina will ever dream of being.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? If Kwesta decided he wants to become the mayor of Ekurhuleni tomorrow, he can do it and people will vote for him. They love him.
Yeah.
They treat him like a god where he is. You know what I mean? I built that brand. I made sure that people treat him like a god where he is.
Yeah.
So, same thing from Mzandile Masina. We put him in that video so that we could give him, you know, and so that the Ekurhuleni government could sponsor our legitimate events, which are actually helping the local economy.
But that's what I'm saying when I say you might have needed him.
I didn't need him. It wasn't needing. They need to spend that money on things that are good. We build
But
that
if they
value.
control the money, then
It's not about they, the government. He's just a person. He
Oh,
works.
okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He works for them.
Yeah.
Either way, there's other people. There's a whole entire government organization. And everything that we needed to get out of them, we got out of them. You know what I mean? He's dispensable now.
Yeah.
You understand? Now he's on the Twitter, Papa Cool. You know what I mean? Papa Cool. And he's a regional guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mina, like the premier of the province is practically my uncle. Not that he's my uncle, but he's my uncle's best friend.
David Makura?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. As in, my uncle
Yeah.
was helping people skip out of the country, back into exile.
Exile, yeah.
Yeah, from my parents' house.
Wow.
David Makura is one of those people.
Can you just that's what I was talking about when I said give your background of yourself. Like, what is your family like? What?
My family is not involved in politics or anything. My
Yeah.
dad is an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? I'm an entrepreneur. My little brother's an entrepreneur.
So, would you consider yourself like a bit privileged?
I am privileged,
Yeah.
but I'm not privileged like white people are privileged.
Yeah.
I'm privileged in black sense of the word privileged.
Yeah.
Like when I came back from Florence Nightingale Hospital on the 20 of March,
Yeah.
1990 when I was born, I came back in a Mercedes Benz.
Mm.
My first car that I bought is a Mercedes Benz. I got two.
So does that
And I didn't get them from my dad.
does that give you the right to like attack people who are from nothing and make something
I don't
out of
attack.
nothing?
I don't attack anyone. If
Okay,
Quest,
okay,
if Kwesta is from
criticize-
nothing, if Kwesta is from nothing,
Yeah.
who helped to make something out of nothing?
It's you, sure.
If it wasn't for my intervention, what would be the legacy of Buttabing Entertainment? It would have
But
been
what I'm
failure.
saying is that
no,
they
I'm
don't
just saying
have- they
it
don't
would
have
been
the
a failure.
opportunities
No,
that you
they
have,
don't have
you
the
know what I
opportunity.
mean?
I worked for each and every single opportunity that I have. I went to Buttabing.
But you still
and
didn't have
earn.
to worry
I-
about like what I'm gonna eat, where I'm gonna sleep, because that's the case
Yeah.
for most kids in Joburg.
That's the
They
case
come
for
from-
most kids. That's the case for most kids, right? When
Yeah.
I was at home, I left home at 19.
Yeah.
Well, at 18, I left home as soon as I went to varsity. I was living on my own. I was paying my own rent. My parents did not support me. Yes, I come from a well-off family in terms of like we're good, we're well situated.
Yeah.
But in 2008 or 2009, it really hit rock bottom. My dad had a fallout, or was thrown under the bus by Nomvula Mukonyane,
Yeah.
who was the former housing NEC. And I don't know if you know about this or you watched this. Back in the day, there was like a whole entire Lenasia housing saga.
I don't know.
Okay, in Lenasia, where they demolished houses in Lenasia
Yeah.
that were built and everything else. Those are houses my dad built.
So your dad is like in construction and
He's
housing.
been in construction and everything else.
Yeah.
That was like the fourth time my dad went bankrupt.
Mm.
You know, and things were tough. All he could do was pay for my school fees. Everything else I had to do for myself. You know, where I worked, I didn't earn money. I never got paid more than 3,500 rand a month at Buttabing.
Wow. And this
And
is
my
when you were
rent,
working at
my
Buttabing
rent,
at-
yeah, and my rent was 2,500 rand a month. I couldn't even pay that rent because I needed to buy groceries and everything else. You know what I mean? My dad would sneak in some groceries for me sometimes. You know, on the low. You know, because my mom was like, "Yo, if you're gonna live outside of this house, you have to be on your own." You know, sometimes on occasion, my dad.
Okay,
would
what
be
about
like,
you
"Yo,
right now,
Let's go
though?
to Woolies.
Are
Let me
you
get
like,
something."
would you say you are getting close to where your dad was in terms of
I'm richer than
financial
my dad.
status? Are you a multimillionaire right now?
Yeah.
Right now,
As it stands, I'm a multimillionaire. I don't have to wear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it. Like, you don't have to show it at
And
all.
I don't have to wear it
Yeah.
or show it, but
Yeah.
I'm a multimillionaire right now.
But then,
Outside of a salary alone, I make millions of rands a year in royalties of my intellectual property.
What
And
advice
that
would you
intellectual
give to-
property is not like having property like houses or anything else. You know what I mean? I could have a house, I could rent out apartments, and then I have to maintain them. I have to fix the taps, I have to fix the pool pump or whatever. No, I've got intellectual property. All I do to maintain it is market it, and it brings me money. And I don't have to worry about someone not paying rent or having to be evicted. So the whole entire perception is like, what is value? What is wealth? I've had the advantage of actually knowing what is value, what is wealth. And I've been trying to teach that to other kids, show them, lead by example. And when I do come at cats, it's not that I'm coming at cats to bring them down. I'm coming at cats to show them, yo, this is the wrong way of doing things because things have been done wrong for a long time. You know, a whole lot of people are bad examples. The black coffees of this world are not great examples, not great role models. Yes, you're a great DJ, but
I mean,
Why would
what,
you say
did,
that?
what did
Human
coffee
being-
do though?
I'm just saying, as a human being, well, there's some personal things that that implicate other people who are very close to me. Like
Yeah.
at Siamo, he slapped him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a friend of mine. So Siamo might forgive him. I
Yeah.
won't. I don't need to. I don't need him. I don't kiss ass.
What, do you feel like he feels like he's untouchable and
Yeah,
he's a
that's
god?
exactly how because of his disability, he feels he's untouchable.
Yeah.
And he's a god. And he's not.
But can you take anything away from his talent and his music
I mean,
and what he has done for the
well, I mean,
continent?
what has he done for the continent? Has he done more than what Master KG has done? Who has got 200 million views on
Bro, this
YouTube?
is coffee we're talking about, bro.
Who's Coffee compared to Master KG? Master KG's got music that people love all over the world, bro. Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson's sister, dances to his music. You understand what I'm saying? It's not a DJ who is now famous just because he plays with one hand. You understand what I'm saying? He plays with one hand, that is it. But as far as musically, the music that he makes, what great, amazing song that we can say this is. He doesn't have a song as good as Ngut. Doesn't have a song as good as Spirit. Doesn't have a song as good as Jerusalem. Doesn't have a
Drake took his song.
Drake took his song, which Boosie. He took Boosie's song as well. That's Boosie on that song.
Yeah.
And she was erased and put Georgia Smith on that. Yeah, I walked up to Georgia Smith when she was celebrating her getting 1 billion streams and her buying a house. You know what I mean? I had a conversation with her because she's also distributed by the Orchard, fortunately enough. So I got to meet her when we were in New York. And she's like, yo man, one day I'd really like to actually meet this Boosie character whose song I sang. You know what I mean? Superman. You know, Drake takes from a whole lot of people. But Boosie was left behind. Do you understand what I'm saying? Everyone gets left behind so that the one-handed maverick can, you know, be the god over everybody. And for me, it's like, you're not a god. Not to me. You're not at my level. You know what I mean? Like, my level is much, I don't care how much money you make off gigs now, temporarily. You know, over the long run, over my life, I'm worth much more.
Let me ask you this. When did you make your first million?
Sure. When, I guess my first million, I could say I made it when I was 26.
What did you do with it? So, like what the
I
time when
gave
you
it to
saw
my
your
mother.
bank account?
I gave it to my mother.
Give it to your mother.
Because you didn't need it.
I don't need it.
What advice would you give kids who are trying to be in the music game and trying to be like on their mogul shit, you know, like, because it's difficult,
Stay
right?
patient.
Stay patient.
Live within your means. Don't end up like Cassper having to sell your cars. You can't be successful for 10 years and then when a pandemic hits, you can't survive for 2 years with savings and earnings or passive income.
Why do you think it's so difficult for us to
Because they
just
want to
manage
show
money
off.
well?
They want to show off. That's the first thing.
You were never in a rush to show off.
I never needed to. I grew up in the north.
But
I grew up
So you
here.
knew you had it. And
You understand what I'm
yeah.
saying? I never needed to show off. You know, when I was 18, I was telling Uncle Vinny this. When I was 18, I was organizing a concert after party for 50 Cent. I was just on the phone with Sizwe Lomo right now. I was with Sizwe, you know. Hey, what's up? Lynn, what are you doing here? Oh, I came to interview 50. Oh, I was there with 50. I was chilling with Tony Yayo, DJ Who Kid Who Nasty C is
the
now
next
doing
kid,
it. I was
yeah.
chilling with them in a Quantum and Lloyd Banks, kicking it. You know what I mean?
At 18 years old.
At 18 years old. At 18 years old.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? At 18 years old, I walked into Thibaut Touch's radio show with thousands of rands in my pockets. I've done the promoter thing. We've done the parties, me and my homies growing up, you know what I mean? We've done the events. I've done everything that I thought I would do. When I was 8 years old, I was being interviewed for being a gifted kid, you know, by the Sowetan Sunday World. And I told them how I was going to be the next Puff Daddy. I did it.
Yeah.
And I did it right, and I did it better than Puff
8
Daddy.
years old.
Yeah, when I was 8.
That's like grade 2.
Yeah, I was in grade 3. It was on the 14th of March, so my birthday was 6 days after that article was published.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I turned 9 the next week. But when I was 8 years old, I was telling them how I was going to be the next Puff Daddy, you know, and I manifested it. And when I watched Puff Daddy and I watched Jay-Z, I was like, okay, I'm going to learn from these guys, but I'm going to do it better than them.
Yeah. Let's talk about like the plagues. Like why do you feel the need to call out Universal? For
No,
putting out-
I'm not calling it, I call that Def Jam Africa.
Which is under Universal,
No,
right?
well, I mean, who knows? Is it
Yeah.
a registered company in South Africa? No, we don't know.
So
Is
you're
it a
saying Def
registered
Jam
imprint?
Africa is the one that's giving out the fake flags? Is that what you're saying?
Well, that's all I'm talking about is Def Jam Africa bringing the recording industry of South Africa into disrepute by flouting the certification regulations to award plaques where there are no certifications to back them up. You're supposed to get a certificate.
But didn't they show the numbers on the plaques? Because
You're
we were
supposed
speaking to
you're supposed
Tweezy a few
I
weeks
don't-
ago.
Yeah,
and he had
but
the
I
plaques.
mean, Tweezy, but I mean, the plaque is not a certificate. I'll show you what a certificate looks like. I'll show you the North God certificate. The North God has a certificate.
So what are you saying is Def Jam is doing? They're counting like YouTube streams and like what exactly?
They're not following the rules. The rules are printed on the RISA website. You know,
Yeah.
the rules are there.
So would you say this is mainly a part of the CEO's work, Sipho?
Well, I'm saying that he was involved in the missing 47 million
Yeah.
that went missing
At Samro.
at Samro. That's it. No one's been held accountable for that, and the investigators thought that because it was done offshore, you know, it'll be very difficult to actually get Interpol to charge them for any criminality. So they're able to get off the hook, and that was a thing from 2017. So the statute of limitations is about to expire.
Yeah.
You know, the statute of limitations, and then they're gonna get away with it. How can you get away with something like that and then still hold a high position in this industry? You know, I'm a composer. I write music. Some of my money is in that 47 million that we have to now write off and forget about. 47 million. How many artists are dying poor and hungry now? How many artists are not getting their rightful royalties at Samro right now? You know what I mean? 47 million rands could have helped them. It's gone. It was bungled.
And now he's at Def Jam Africa, of course.
You know what I mean? How did he get there while being CEO of Samro? Because if you look at UMG as a whole entire company, they've got a publishing company. Yes, he might not run the publishing company, but if I'm the CEO of Samro, I've got oversight on all my competition's figures because I'm at Samro. And then I see what's happening with my competition, and then I'm also one of the competitors. That's an unfair advantage. Here's the certification. Here's the certificate. This is what you're supposed to get from RISA with a stamp. This is not a plaque. This is a certificate. The plaque is something you make to commemorate it so you can hang it up on your wall.
So you're saying Def Jam
Look, I'm saying that Cassper, I'm saying that Nadia, none of them are showing us certificates. I'm saying that from now on we want to see certificates, not plaques.
So you're saying like
We
Cassper
want
and STC.
cappers. That whole entire strings and bling thing, they added streams from everywhere. They're bringing the organization into disrepute. It's bad. It makes it look bad for the up and coming artists. You understand what I'm saying?
But it's like they still sold a lot of records though.
No, they
Stills
didn't.
and Brain
They
still
did
did
not.
well.
No, it didn't. It sold 8,000 whatever records or whatever they say. 8,000 copies. You know what I mean? That's not even gold. You know what I mean? And then they add YouTube views which are not part of the rules. Yes, they might be part of the rules somewhere else, but not in South Africa. And also, the sales need to come from this country. When we're saying Good sold 1 million copies, it sold 1 million copies here. When I go anywhere in the world, I can say that song sold 1 million copies and I'm important. I can get into any boardroom. When you ask me, how did I get so far, so young? Yes, because I can walk anywhere in the world and say I sold 1 million records. Not many people can do that, not even in the States. Not many artists can say I sold 1 million records. You understand? So, I wanted to show you how the certificate
Yeah, but I
looks.
saw it though.
You know, fresh to death, March 2017, 16,290. You know what I mean? And the chairman, you see, chairman signs the signature, right? And then the endorsement, RISA signs, and then there's a stamp, a seal, and then the date it was certified on the 6th of December 2017.
Okay,
So we know that this Hall of Fame album went gold. The Fresh to Death Hall of Fame album went gold. Now we know that's the gold award. We need to have certifications for these plaques that are being printed on cap.
But then who needs to regulate this?
RISA regulates this. Just that no one from RISA before me was speaking about this. Now I'm speaking about this.
Do you feel
and
like-
now Def Jam Africa is now saying, oh no, I'm breaking the code of conduct or whatever. I'm not breaking the code of conduct. They're saying I'm bringing other members into disrepute. Def Jam Africa is not a member. So I'm not bringing a member into disrepute. I'm deliberately only mentioning Def Jam Africa, and I'm even saying, don't mention the other name. because they are. I don't want to bring them into disrepute. I'm talking about Def Jam Africa on a technicality, so that it's only them that I'm targeting. You understand? Because they don't exist, I can. You know what I mean? Because that wouldn't be a breach of the code of conduct.
Yeah.
They are breaching the code of conduct by bringing the entire organization into disrepute with these cat plaques.
Do you feel obligated to like tell the truth in everywhere that you go?
I mean, all these other people are corrupt. All these other people have got people in their pockets. All these other people have been placed here. I worked my way up. I don't owe anybody anything.
Yeah.
So I'm the only person who's in a position to speak, because they can't take anything away from me.
But aren't you scared for your life though? Like, because these are
Like
sensitive...
I said, the premier of this province,
Yeah.
right, skipped the country to exile
Yeah.
from my parents'
So
house.
do you feel you're protected?
I'm being watched over, yes. I don't feel I'm being watched over. At the highest level.
Yeah.
At a state security level.
Is it because
At a national intelligence agency level. I'm being watched over by my mother's youngest brother.
Yeah, what I want to ask, maybe why you have this confidence to tell the truth? Is it because maybe you know because you came from, what I would say,
I mean, the former premier of this province, Nomvula Mokonyane, by my
Yes.
action, put my dad in jail.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Those are the enemies I have.
Mm.
You understand? Then she gave tenders to Mabala Noise. And then Mabala Noise came and tried to steal history from me with Nasty C. And I'm able to fight back and they can't touch me.
So you know where all this
I know where the bodies
politician
lie.
money comes from?
Come on, bro. I'm talking about I said from a state security, national intelligence agency level. So, what are they gonna do? You understand? The other day I posted a picture of myself and the premier. And I was like, yo, premier, you know? And people expect me to be like, yo, so close. I mean, I used to debate with the premier when I was 8 years old, brine meat. He used to brine meat for me.
Yeah.
The premier of this province, yes. He used to brine meat for me as a kid and tell me all his stories about exile. I was radicalized by David Makura. I was radicalized as a kid. I was conscientized. I was taught about the movement. He's an SACP guy. You know, MK guy. Real MK. Not one-handed Kebi Mbapatswe run away from the MK guy. Real MK soldiers. You know, I bumped into my uncle on a flight when I fly business class for the first time. Say, how? Here you are. You know what I mean? And he's like, damn, that's my blood. Right there. But as far as us doing business together or anything like that, I don't touch anything. I don't touch tenders. You understand? I don't take advantage of that. I don't want it. I don't want to be corrupt. I don't want to be corruptible. I don't want to be corrupted. You understand? I can make it without all of that stuff. My parents made it without all of that stuff. We don't need the help of the government to make something of ourselves. You know? That's the position that my dad worked very hard.
Even though you have government ties?
I don't have government ties. I'm saying my family has government ties.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, I don't have. We don't have any ties. We don't do anything. Yeah, you know what I mean? My cousins are my cousins. We're cousins. You know, just because, you know, their dad is somewhere really high up, it doesn't really mean anything. We don't benefit from that. You know, we're leading by that example. Saying that just because you've got family in government doesn't mean that now you need to benefit, now you need to be an entrepreneur. We're not trying to figure them Balula's thing and claim that our wives are business people while we are ministers and that's why we are able to afford Gucci and stuff like that, you know. That's why we're able to afford Gucci, you know. You're able to afford Gucci. I know how much you're able to afford it, Gucci. You know what I mean? The store manager is my own little brother. I know who spends it. I know how much.
Okay, let's talk about Kwesta. Do you feel like he's really culturally appropriating
No, it's not.
people?
I know it's not. And I just feel like this conversation is just like we're gonna have it to help him, but he's not. Nasty C is the one who's culture appropriating. He's culture appropriating.
What do you mean now?
He's jacking American culture. The kid is from Ilovo. He's appropriate. No,
Maybe
don't
he's
say
trying to-
no. Don't tell me what you learn from TV, dog. You don't learn your culture from a television set. You learn your culture from where you are. He doesn't speak like any of the people that are in his Origins documentary. Doesn't sound like them, doesn't seem like them because he saw himself as a little American. And he's got this fantasy that I live in America. LA palm trees, as if Durban doesn't have its own palm trees.
Yeah, that'll be...
You understand what I'm saying? rhyming Steve Biko with Deep Throat.
Okay, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
That was uncalled for.
That's just like, why? Calling your album Zulu Man with Some Power because no ID gave you that idea. I mean, Dion, yeah, he's cool, but Dion is not an authority in South Africa or South African culture.
So you think that whole album didn't represent South Africa? Or
The
the
whole
culture?
album was cap. The name of it was cap. You should have called it something else. Should have called it Coming to
There
America.
wasn't even a Zulu song in there, you know. It's just yeah. Wow.
Yo.
And that's weird because it was so like it sounded so American, but then the name was Zulu Man with Some Power. There's only like one verse in Zulu, which is like the weirdest thing.
Snippet.
No features, like what? Why is it features Java or someone? You know?
Or maybe he's trying to like appropriate himself in America so he can
No,
say
you're not
this,
gonna make it, bro. Lucky Dube sold 1 million records.
being lucky to be.
1 million records signed to Motown internationally. So this whole Def Jam thing is not new. You know what I mean? Shoma Josie signed to Epic, being a Tsonga girl.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And she is super intelligent.
Is that why you're so against the drill beat?
The reason I'm against the drill beats is because we're falling into the same trap. This thing is easy. I did it before with Boom Shakalaka. We found an American beat. We knew trap is popping. We can make a hit. No one else has got this quality of beat. We're on the same level as the Americans in terms of the production, sound and everything. So when the DJ is mixing Drake, he can mix in the Boom Shakalaka track and it still bangs and the club still knocks very hard. We did that. That was like a little cheat code. And then it was like, okay, but the way we did it, we tried to localize it. These guys are now just copying and pasting and jacking the whole entire American style and the whole entire flow. And that was my conversation with Tweezy. And I wanted to have it public on a public platform and not over the phone so that these kids would know the debate and see the debate. Because these cats always say, oh no, let's call someone. No, we don't want to call. Want it out in the open, want transparency. That's why we have Twitter, so that we can be transparent and we can be honest and we can be truthful. You know, and then everybody can learn. We've got the entire audience watching us. Now, if we keep it behind closed doors, it's just that we want to keep the information to ourselves so that we can disempower everybody else.
But don't you think that the kids will never be able to deny American influence?
You can't deny American influence because the media of this country plays so much American content. The only way we can actually force the media is if we can make high quality local content and more of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The more we make that type of content, the more of it we'll see on our media, the more representation we'll have, the more kids will be inspired by that. I hate the fact that Nasty says he's inspired by T.I. He's not inspired by Zola. He's not.
Zulu boy.
You understand what I'm saying? Zulu Boy is the reason why he can have a stage to perform today and gig. South Africans are the ones who are paying him. Everything he wears, these things, this is our money. And he disrespects us. He makes music for other people's ears, not ours. But we're the ones who got him where he is. Who the fuck is he? He must humble himself, that small boy. Life is long. You understand? I've been in this business much longer than him. I'll be in this business long after he's not popular anymore. When none of these bitches want to suck his dick. You know? So this little hype that you got now, little boy, you know, because all that hype don't feel the same next year, boy. And I'll be right here in my spot. A little more cash than I already got. You know what I mean? Because you had your shot. You know? So he's had his shot. You know? He tried to copycat Drake. He tried to copycat Ghana. He copies.
But I feel like he's the American dream.
And we have a South African dream. We have an African dream, like Vicky Sampson. Have you seen my WhatsApp profile picture?
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's Vicky Sampson. That's the woman who sings My African Dream. Yeah, we have an African dream. Let us be Africans. Why are we trying to appeal to the 30-something million black people in America? There's 1.2 million of us here on this continent.
billion.
1.2 billion. Not even million, 1.2 billion of us here. That makes no sense. Why would you try to sell yourself to 40 million when you can sell yourself to 1 billion? You understand what I'm saying? You need to stop capping.
So
The Mami Von Chaka Chakas of this world, the Brenda Fassers of this world, fill stadiums all over the continent. You know? All over the continent. Hundreds of thousands of people coming to see them, whether it be in Nigeria, wherever, Cote d'Ivoire. You understand what I'm saying? Nasty's not doing that. Why is he skipping steps? Because That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
To front, to floss on you, to make it feel like it's inaccessible. And then when you guys want to do an interview with him, they'll be like, nah, I'm fresh. Imagine you're sitting here with me. I'm much richer than him. Like, I'm just saying, you're sitting here with me. I'm opening up everything to you.
Yeah.
I'm much more accomplished.
Yeah.
I'm much more influential. Much more powerful. You understand? To the point where we was nominated at the Summers, like, got him disqualified. Because I can. For flouting the rules. And bringing the organization into disrepute.
Which is what Mabala knows.
And they're continuing to do it. And I'm continuing to call them out for it. I'm continuing to hold people accountable. I'm the only one that's holding people
What
accountable.
happened to Mabala knows? They're
They're still around, but I mean, obviously Reggie,
Yeah.
Nombula Mukanya's little boy, you know, is out of there now. Don't worry, the Hawks are going to pull up on them soon.
Yeah.
The Hawks are going to pull up on all these guys.
They're cleaning up.
They're going to clean up. Thank you. Angwan Mulas, please. Keep it up.
And then how do you think about like the ambitious? Do you think they are
What?
much better than Mabala Noise in terms of?
I mean, I think that the major labels
Yeah.
are the ones that people should be coming at, not the local labels that are doing a good job and trying to actually bring us talent. Look at how much talent has been introduced by Ambitious,
Ambitious, yeah.
much more than all the three majors combined. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Much more. That's what we need to be supporting. It's a black-owned company. It's a major. When you drive past Ambitious' office there, they've got an office next to Honda. You know, in Waterfall. Imagine a black-owned company. Next thing they're going to be listed. From blacklisted to black and listed.
And they support like African
You know,
music. They want African music.
quote.
Cassper.
You know, that's an inspiring line. Yeah.
Casper's manager was actually mad at you. He was like saying you were schizophrenic or some stuff
Imagine,
like that.
imagine saying I'm schizophrenic. Do you know that people that are schizophrenic, that are mentally ill, there are people out there that are mentally ill.
Can't
How
just
does he
say
joke?
Lightly, no?
How does he joke like that? And imagine, after he tweets that, he calls me and threatens me. Tells me, yo, you're gonna get hurt, and Casper's in the background. Yo, you're gonna I'm like, you guys are gonna hurt me. You, I watched you get slapped and then jump over couches. I watched you. I was standing right there when Keenan slapped him. I was shocked. I was like, damn it. I was waiting for him to fight back. He jumped over couches. I just saw his ponytail flying. And then I wanted to drag him by the ponytail, saying, no ways, you don't run away. Come fight back here. You know?
Yeah. So the manager's just like
He's like this high, man.
Tilly.
He's like this high. He can kiss my dick. I just need to stand. Kiss my dick.
Wow. Ew.
Kiss my dick. What is he doing now? Where's his Ciroc sponsorship?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where is it? You see, you know, where is it? He was bragging, oh, Ciroc, trying to shit on Keenan with Cruise vodka. Where is that Ciroc sponsorship? It's gone now. You have to sell your cars. Understand? He lies. Says, you know, it cost me R1 million to book the dome. I've got the quotes. Look at my timeline I showed. Go to my timeline I showed. It's 304,000 rands.
Yeah.
That's less than a third of R1 million.
Maybe he was talking about
He's
like,
lying.
the
Doesn't matter. It
production.
doesn't, no, he said just the booking the venue alone. He said in those words explicitly. He's a liar. He's been lying. He had 10 million combined streams or whatever, plays, everything, and then he made it 10 million records sold. Maporisa had to call him out.
Oh yeah, I remember that, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? He made a whole entire plaque, stood in front of his pool and everything else. You know? He made his friends stand on each other's shoulders so he can stand on top of 2 Bentleys. You know? Instead of buying Capo or young Polo Nyana. Say, yo, ESAM boy.
Sure.
Be a TV presenter, do something. Put yourself on.
But one can say it's like the rap culture, just to look.
It's his culture. Just to look good, and it's stupid. If we look up to that type of shit, we're gonna generate more rappers who do that stupid shit and then end up dying broke. We're black, dude. We need generational wealth. We don't need Cassper Nyovest. We need generational wealth. We need notice. Good role models. Good examples. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's it. We don't need any of that tomfoolery.
Okay, then I wanted to ask you.
Now you have to fight for 20,000 rand a booking. Aren't you the biggest artist in the country?
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Huh?
Post-pandemic.
Post-pandemic, focalistic jacked your whole style. Took everything. You jumped on Amapiano, Focalistic said, shop up. And now Focalistic is the hottest shit. Now you need to book Focalistic at your events as TV. And just bring Cassper along to at least. But Focalistic is the headliner, dog. You understand what I'm saying? That's the guy.
So you think like Cassper's reign is almost up?
What reign?
Like because he was.
I mean, it was cap. As I'm saying, is that these are lies. He
No,
told
but let's be
lies.
honest, he was hot. Like
He
let's
was
be
hot,
honest,
yes,
yeah.
but it was you're hot on cap. You're hot on cap. You know what I'm saying? It's like this guy who's the TV presenter, the espresso show guy. We thought he was the nicest, cleanest guy until we found out that, you know, he gave his wife an STD and everything else. Now it's unraveling. So everything we believed was a lie. The whole entire presentation that he was keeping himself squeaky clean and everything else, you know. Now we need to know if our insurance covers STDs. And it's not a joke, man. You know, these things happen. People do catch these things and contract these things, but you know, you can't be a repeat offender. I'm not a perfect human being. I'm not a perfect person. I've made my mistakes. You know what I mean? But to be a repeat offender is something completely different.
What mistakes did you make though? Like,
Yo,
because right now you are
everything.
talking like
I've lost money. I've lost, you know, a whole lot of
Would you
things.
say
I've gotten
it's
into
you
bad
being so-
relationships. I've gotten out of them. I've had the experience. I've been able to work on myself the whole entire time. I don't repeat the same mistakes. I learn the lesson, the learn lesson. I learn the learn lesson. I move on, I get better. Because I know that not many people have the privilege that I have as black people. Not many people have the advantage that I have as black people. And if I don't make it to where I'm supposed to go to, there's a whole lot of dreams that are going to be invalidated. There's a whole lot of people that won't have a role model to look up to. There's a whole lot of people that will lose out on seeing someone actually do it legitimately and rising to the top. And they'll end up trying to be tenderpreneurs and then being pulled up on by the hawks. And then they're like, the hawks come and say, yo, it's time, the chickens have come to roost and all you've done is buy champagne.
and coach. Okay, I wanted to ask you, like, so in music, like, which would you say are the revenue streams that the artist like should cause
Recorded music.
Recorded
That's
music.
the one. The recorded music. You shouldn't have to leave your house if you're a superstar, dog.
So the
Your
sales
music,
from
there's
the music.
streaming and everything is there so that you don't need to leave your house, bro. It's a pandemic. Chill at the crib. If you're Black Coffee, raise your kid under your roof. You understand? Chill from recorded music. People are saying, no, Master KG should be touring the world. He's making lots of money
But one can
from
say
recorded music.
from streams, they don't make much.
They do. Once you get to that level, you do. You do make enough, dog. You can make a living off of your streams, dog. I know I'm doing so.
Okay, so how much would you say to have someone would give you R1 million? How much streams would you have to cover?
No, come on. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's different revenue streams from recorded music. It's not just streams.
Yeah.
There's
sales,
there's
the
sales,
iTunes
there's
sales.
everything. There's a whole lot of other things. There's licensing, there's sync deals.
Yeah,
There's also publishing for people who compose and write songs as well. It's a whole lot. There's a whole lot. I do all of those things.
So it's not just the show money like we've all made to believe.
Like show money, dog, is the worst type of money. It entraps you. Because now you're making music just to have a show. Cassper made music just so that he could hype up people at a crowd. It wasn't music made to last and to make money. And you give it away on data file hosts, so you're diminishing the value of that music. Where's that music right now on the streaming charts? And that's what I'm saying? Where is it?
And shows are just like straining too. You must be on the road. You must
I've
be
done
away from
that.
your
I did
family.
that for how many years, dude? I did that for how many years? The whole of last year when I was on the road, I was telling dudes like, yo, this is my last year on the road. It's my last dance. I don't need to do this anymore. I've done it. I've executed everything I need to do. I stayed on the road. I wanted to execute the deal that I had. Clean. It's been executed. It's done. I'm free to do other things now. And I wasn't making money off gigs or gig money. You know what I mean? I'd be sitting behind the decks for free. Making sure that everybody else is getting
Everything's
paid.
running smooth, yeah.
Everybody else is getting paid, not running smooth. Everybody else is getting paid. Taking care of things. Making sure that when I'm no longer here, things are able to continue without me. People that have skills, they're able to continue without me. Where's Mapa right now? You don't know, but he's doing his thing by himself. wherever he is. He's a well-established guy, you know.
What do you think it was that you did so well with Kwesta, bro? In terms of just like making sure that he's right. He's
I
right.
wasn't doing it for the money. That's it. I wasn't doing it for a quick buck. I was doing it for the right reasons. I always knew that I'm trying to create an evergreen artist. The whole entire goal was to be evergreen like Humus again. That's it. That's it.
So he's good right now. Like he's not in
Forever.
Pandemic.
Forever. Not right now. Forever.
But I would want that for other artists too. Do you know what I mean? But the problem.
But how many artists could I help? I could help him lead by example.
Yeah.
Give the blueprint to these cats. At the end of the day, everything that I was a part of is flourishing. Whether it be the cats that we hooked up with in K1, my former colleagues at DJ's Production, they're still running their business, it's still running in the hood, whatever, it's still doing its thing. Whether you look at Aurora Black, no, forget Sweater Camp. Aurora Black, which is MFR Soul's label. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
I trained the kid that runs that label. You know what I mean? I got him an internship at Sony. Taught him the business. You know what I mean? He learned, okay, this is how you plug music. This is it. You understand? He's still there. They're running things. Everything I left behind. Maverick Seizure. You know what I mean? Cool. I said, okay, fine. You know what you need? Just open the cupboard over there. What's at the top there?
CDs.
No. There's 2 MacBooks. Can't you see them?
Oh, yeah.
You understand?
Sure.
I gave him his Mac. That's just one. That's just 2 of some of the many I have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some of the many I have. Sorry, my wife grabbed my other MacBook.
Yeah.
So, but you know what I mean? Say, yo, this is what you need as equipment, so you can edit things. You can. Took him to Ethiopia. You know, he shot behind the scenes and everything else. You know what I mean? When I shot a video for Tapsi in Ethiopia. You know.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, along the Nile River.
Yeah.
Imagine, I went and had a whole entire production, had a whole entire crew.
In
We shot in Ethiopia. We shot a video for her in Mauritius. You know, it's in the can. It's
And people don't know that you help out people like this, ne?
Because I'm not there at the forefront.
And you're not there to brag about it. You're just there to do your job.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm not there to wear a chain. You know, that's it.
Yesterday I saw you like coming at Slicker. What was that
I
about?
wasn't coming at Slicker. Slicker says that social media is not important. You must ignore what people say on social media.
Isn't his whole brand based off social media?
Which I built.
Yeah.
I built the social media. I built your social media, bro. Like the reason why you are able to have Slicker on live is because there were cats like Younger and Nota who actually built everything that you have today. The concepts, everything. From start to finish. You are now able to execute on something. And we gave you something that you can and now be an expert in, so-called. We are the experts. We taught you that shit. You understand? And then they try to erase our contribution to the game, myself and Younger. As if we weren't like getting less than minimum wage to help them become superstars. You know what I mean?
Do you think that was like exploitative?
I was doing it for work experiences. It was exploitative, but we were getting the work experience that we wouldn't have been able to get anywhere else. We had access to the industry that wouldn't have been able to get anywhere else. So, all of us got something from it. And they weren't making enough money to actually pay us. They couldn't afford to pay us, actually. They couldn't afford those skills, but they got them because we decided to volunteer for the mission, for the cause. And that's what got all of us to the positions where we're at right now.
Okay, then what do you want to do? Like, what's your end goal, bro? I want to know this. Like, what do you want?
My end goal is for everybody to be good. That's it. I won't be content until everybody's sitting.
When you say everybody, you talk about people around you?
No, I'm talking about Cassper. I won't be happy until he's good.
So even these people that
They don't
are
want to listen
coming
to
at,
you.
you still...
He's gonna listen to me. He doesn't want to listen to me when I talk nicely, so I'm gonna spank him with a belt. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm spanking him.
Yeah.
That's what you do. You discipline them.
Yeah.
It's gonna fall in line. Don't worry. It's gonna fall in line. They don't have anyone that's hard enough to spank them with a belt. So then they go to everyone who's the yes man, and then they protect themselves under the set, and they're bringing themselves down. They won't be able to support their families living like that.
But don't you think it's a bit unrealistic for everybody to be good?
Why? Why?
I mean, that's just how the
Why?
world
Why?
is.
No.
Like,
Who says? Who says? Who says we can't change the world? Who says? Why can't everybody be good? Why shouldn't everybody be good? Why should one have so much? Why should one have in excess? Why should one have too much? Why? Why? I could afford all the chains in the world. I could afford all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could buy Casper's house tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not have a mortgage to pay for it. You know what I mean? And live in a gigantic house so I can have underage girls coming and partying at my house. No, that's the wrong example. You understand? Live within your means. Keep it tight, keep it tidy. Make an honest woman out of your baby mamas, please. Don't be out here slinging your dick all over the place.
Is that the
Because that
message
will bring
you
you
want
down.
to get
That's
out?
the message I'm giving. I'm saying
Live
I'm
within your
the
means.
father of all of you.
Yeah.
I'm the role model. I'm giving you proper values, family values, like Ricky Rick.
Yeah.
Not to say we are perfect. We are human beings. We make mistakes. We err. But at the end of the day, we should be trying. We should be in constant pursuit of personal betterment.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm trying to improve myself all the time. I quit smoking cigarettes this year. This year. You know what I mean? I tried to do it by my birthday. I promised my wife I'd do it by my birthday. I wasn't able to do it by my birthday.
Yeah.
You know, I did it in someone else's birth month. And she's watching this right now. So, and I told her.
Yeah.
So she knows that I quit in your birth month so that one day you can also have the strength to quit. You can say my brother and Shamulo quit. And I'm also going to quit now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's it. You know? That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So, you know, it's all about being humble enough to know that you are a human being.
Yeah.
You live with people, and your purpose is to make life easier for everybody that you live with on this planet. That is it. You know, doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what walk of life you come from. You know what I mean? I can be sitting with a hobo. You might find me sitting with a hobo, talking about life and life experience, and we just chilling, chatting, talking about life. I don't think to myself, damn it, I'm worth over however many millions. You know, I can't be having a conversation. No, I don't think like that. I don't do that.
How do you feel about where the hip hop game stands at this very moment in South Africa?
I think it's in a good place now.
You think so?
I think it's in a good place. I think there's people like me who are able to whip people in line. There's people like Ricky Rick who are able to embrace them and uplift them and give them a platform, like the Cotton Fest generation. You know, the Cotton Fest generation is killing the game right now. The Uncle Vinnies, the Costa Titches, the D Koalas,
Definitely.
you name them. You know, we've got everything. We've got two very strong father figures. The good dad, Ricky Rick, and the whip your ass dad, me.
Who do you feel like are your fellow moguls?
Like I said,
Only
the
him.
good dad, Ricky Rick, and the whip your ass dad, me.
Only him for the SA hip hop community.
I mean,
What
who else is in a position to help other artists and elevate them? Not just use their
Not
juice.
just- yeah.
Huh? Ricky could have used Costa's juice. He found him, discovered him. He taught him, set him up, let him free.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Let him flourish. Let him help other dudes. Because if I now hold you, I stop you from being able to help others. I'm supposed to help you so that you can help others. What I'm doing for you, you must go out and do for others. And that's what I expect. Everyone that I've ever helped, I expect them to go out there and help others.
Because that's what it's about, actually. It's about what you can do for other people and not yourself.
That's it. That's what we're taught. But Bing was there to help others. You know, when cats got too competitive, you know, there was a point in time where Tear Gas wanted to release their Party 101 video.
Yeah.
Right? I organized sponsorship for that video, 40,000 rands.
One on the boat and stuff, yeah.
It was Amakip, and then they had that mag shop, Wheel Nuts. Yeah, I sent a proposal to Wheel Nuts. They paid 40,000 rands to help contribute to that video. Amakip also chipped in and everything else. That ventilation, you know, I posted the video on the Facebook page. The cats are like, no, why are you doing? I said, no ways. I'm posting up on the ventilation page. I don't care if you guys are squatter camp and you think you're rivals with Tear Gas. We're doing this for the culture.
How would you advise someone to move in the corporate space in the music industry? 'Cause I can imagine it's not the same as moving in the streets, you know what I mean?
Just see if the way I move works.
Yeah.
Because, I'm able to move in the corporate space because, like, I don't need to be there. I don't need the check. I make more money than they can afford to pay me. You know what I mean? So that's a good thing, is that I don't need to, like, hey man, if you know what? If you feel like I'm causing too much heat for you, like, damn it, man, like, let me leave this thing, man. I'll move on, with or without you. But you will not stop me from my mission. My mission is bigger than you. My mission is powered by God. You understand? God put me in a certain position, gave me certain privileges to use them wisely. God did not put me at such an advantageous position so that I can stunt on dudes and I can shine on dudes. God put me in this position so I can be able to help people. I'm a vessel. God.
Yeah.
Not some man, black, white, Chinese. No. God.
Yeah.
So that is what gives me whatever power it is that I have that helps things happen for me. Things just happen. Anyone I touch turns to gold. Anyone I touch turns to gold. I touch Shoma Josie, I say, you're going to be the best newcomer, you're going to be the best female. She drops her debut album.
Queens of the Summers.
And what did she say to me? You said it. I said it, of course. You understand? God made sure. You understand? God told me to find you. God told me that there's something special that you're supposed to do in this world. I'm supposed to help you get there. That's why I'm able to walk up to Sylvia Rowan and say,
yeah,
I want to introduce you to someone who's going to win a BET award tomorrow. Shoma Josie.
Yeah.
She wins the BET. She gets signed by Sylvia Rowan.
And that BET was also like, it showed, it was making your point where it's like, you have to be yourself and embrace your own roots for international community to embrace you.
That was it. That was it.
Bringing something that they don't have.
That was it. That was it.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And for me, it wasn't about taking credit or whatever. It was about, you know what? I'm going to help you get as far as possible. Because I know that once you get there, you will help others.
Mm.
Look, Makazi just released her album. She's a superstar. We would never heard of her if it wasn't for Shoma Josie.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I actually didn't think about it like that. The Limpopo, yeah. Mm. She opened the gate.
She supported.
And it's like the love is so authentic, because even with Shoma Josie, I'm looking at the kids and stuff, the hairstyles, the whole look.
Most influential. She's the most influential. She's more influential than me.
Mm.
Yeah. She's more influential than me. The only reason that I might be a slight little bit more influential is that I can influence her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
And that's it.
Alright, cool, bro.
1, 2.